What is up, guys? Welcome back to Cozy Talks. This week we're going to be talking about UFC London on our recap, and then later this week talking about UFC Seattle. Zeep, how did you feel about this card?
Little ups and downs. Had a few good calls here, but then overall, I'm kind of a disappointment in my opinion. Wanted a little bit more action. I mean, we'll get into it in some fights, but um, yeah, overall, I'd give that card like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10,
Mm.
somewhere along those lines. But if you guys enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. Let us know how you feel about it. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Let's get into the fights that happened in London. Starting with the first one, Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. We were both on the side of Chanel Dyer, and I mean, was really impressed with how she came out. I mean, to be fair though, Ravina Oliveira, she came out throwing fucking haymakers.
Hmm.
I called it within the first few minutes. I was just like, Joe, she's about to gas herself out.
Mm.
She was just looking for the big one. She
Yeah,
wasn't really trying to set anything up, any type of combos. She was just barging in and hoping one of those big shots would land, and Chanel Dyer would throw a couple, and then she'd get out of the pocket and go back in the distance. And then eventually Chanel Dyer hit her with the mean straight, and then head kicked her, and Oliveira was just done at that point. And then yeah, Chanel Dyer got the KO finish, TKO.
yeah. I don't think I said it on the show because it was the weigh-in stuff that happened. But Oliveira came in like a half pound over the straw weight limit, and it's not significant, but it's when you're that close to making weight, it's because your weight cut was, like, just that hard, and so that's why I wanted to, like, talk about that because, clearly, like, we could see that she definitely gassed hard in this fight, and I'm sure Chanel Dyer probably would've got the finish either way. Her striking was just, much more on par than Oliveira's. Oliveira was more like point fighting and just, like, kinda circling off, and Dyer was just walking her down with her teeps and shit and just smoked her. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about there. Moving to the next fight. Yeah, okay. You gave me this one, so you let me talk about this one. All right, man. Shamrock versus Abdul Kareem Al Sawadi. Shamrock cut him. I don't even care. That's kind of the end of
His
my
ass,
spiel.
bro,
But
cut his
really,
ass.
what I want to say about this. So when they did their little stint at the weigh-in show, and Shamrock he went in for a fake shake and then shoved Abdul. I was like, "All right, well, if you're gonna talk shit, you better come out hot on Saturday because Abdul's gonna try and get that get back." And he did. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Abdul had double the striking. He bitched him everywhere this fight went. Every time Shamrock got a takedown, Abdul defended well and got up fast. The one time he actually got the takedown, but he defended really well. Um, yeah, Shamrock was just a walking scarecrow, man. I mean, he was just a walking fucking target. Had no striking defense. Was bloodied up by the end of the second. Third was basically him just on wobbled legs and just gassed the whole time. And I mean, he almost got it going a little bit, but it was just like, where was this the whole fight? I mean, you fought decent for half a round, and then the rest of the fight you're just walking around getting pummeled. Um, yeah, it was really disappointing. There's a lot of talk about Shamrock versus Anshul Jubilee. I'd probably say Jubilee wins that one if they set that up. Just because Shamrock just looks really fucking disappointing. 2 fights in a row, and both fights he looks like he doesn't even wanna be there. I don't know.
Yeah, all I have to say before we move into this next fight is please check on Shamrock if he has CTE. Anyways, let's get into the next one,
Yep.
which is Louis Sutherland
Ooh,
versus Brando Parakick. Oh man, this was belt to ass if I ever seen one. Brando,
man.
he dominated, as you could clearly see. He dominated wherever Louis Sutherland wanted to take this fight. Louis Sutherland went for a few takedowns. He was successful on one, but I mean, Brando, as soon as he got taken down, he was immediately back up, building a base and up on his feet. So,
Mm,
Sutherland though, he didn't get knocked out, snoring, but Parakick was landing some nasty fucking stone bricks on Sutherland. So he got him down, and Brando was laying it on. Sutherland got back up to his feet, ate a couple more, and then he was just like, "Yeah, nah, I don't want to continue."
Nah. Yeah.
And then Sutherland drops back down, and Parakick pretty much just wraps it up, ships it off, and that was it. Another first round TKO for Brando Parakick.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my heavyweights to watch. I mean, it's like it's a pretty small division, like
Yeah.
skill wise. I mean, like it's really all the prospects that are coming in, and I'm just hoping they don't rush him. I don't want to see some shit where someone looks really solid. They got a few KOs. Now they're about to fight for a ranking. Like let him develop more. Give him like a couple more fucking solid out of the ranking heavyweights.
You see, hold on. I'm starting to theorize something here.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to these dudes who are coming from these high pedigree backgrounds, because I mean, yes, Brando wasn't some like glory kickboxer the way like Izzy and like Herrera was, but he has the pedigree as in he comes from city kickboxing. He trains with some of these high striking dudes. I feel like yes, they will give him that contender ladder compared to these other guys like Josh Hokick,
Mm-hmm.
who they're just gonna boost you up. I
Mm,
mean, I don't really want to say it was like that with Asplin, but I don't know. It's kind of just a little. Most definitely with Josh Hokick though,
yeah.
100% with Hokick. Um, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. I if I see Parakick go and fight someone in the rankings after this, especially somebody like of elite level, yeah, then I'll be scratching my head a lot. I mean, more than I already am some of these matchmakings. Save that for later.
All right, go to the next one. Montas Controversius versus Antonio Trocoli. Uh, yeah, this one was a bit of a bummer, a bit of a letdown, to be honest with you. We saw a solid prospect contender series come in. We thought he got a bit of a layup, and I think it's just youth, man. I think it's one of those things where you're just a little too worried about what's coming back to you. You don't want to disappoint in front of your Europe fans. And Trockley kind of fought a fight where he didn't want to get finished. I think they could have called it early in this fight. There was a time where it seemed like he was kind of just like shelled up on the side of the cage and was just kind of just like more giving up than wanting to be in there. But the fight went on, and I mean, it was just it was obviously a one-sided affair, but it was just like he couldn't get Trockley out of there, and we felt like he should have got him out of there. That was our pick, was Montas to get the finish because Trockley's was before this fight was on a 3-fight finish streak. It is what it is. Montas is young. I think it's kind of the same situation as Navajo Sterling on this week's card, where it's, just a guy who's young in his career, he's young in age, and I think we're kind of setting the expectations too high on him. But I mean, it did feel like, this was the fight, one of those fights where he definitely could have got the finish. And it just is what it is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this one was his debut,
Yeah.
besides the contender series fight. In this one though, all I have to say is Trockley just hugged him.
Hmm.
Trockley did not want any part of the striking,
Stokely.
and yeah, Trockley just wanted to hug him and kind of nullify some of that striking. I mean, it didn't really fucking work because look at the total strikes. Look
Yeah.
at the total strikes here. Yeah, there was a few moments where Montas could have ended this fight, but I 100% agree with Joe. I think it goes with the not having all that UFC experience and being young, and I mean, he was putting belt to ass this whole fight. If you're
Mm,
if you're gassed and it's the third round, you've already kind of thrown everything at this dude. You're probably just gonna ride it out. You know, you gassed, whatever. We didn't expect this fight to go to decision. I don't think anybody expected this fight to go to decision.
yeah. I
But
will
moving into
say
the
I will say,
well,
Antonio, enjoy your time in poker because I'm guessing your
yeah,
stint's done here.
have fun spending your check on a poker table. Moving into the next one,
Oof.
same
Ooh.
exact
Back to back, same
Shit.
story.
I'm just gonna say here. I'm just gonna say here. One of my biggest things going into this fight card was I wanted to see fucking violence, and a lot of the violence was coming from these big boy fights. Especially, I know the middleweight. It's not. I mean, it's just right there. But Montas, though, the hype with Montas. Anyways, same thing. This is a heavyweight fight, and we get a fucking decision from a dude who had a 100% finish rate in the UFC. He was just finishing dudes left and right. Mario Pinto. I mean, yeah, he still won in this fight. He still dominated on in the striking, but I mean, this was a boring fight. This is a boring fight. Most of the time Pinto wanted to wrestle. He really wanted to wrestle and hold Felipe Franco up against the cage. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I was seeing.
Yeah.
That's what I was seeing when the fight got later on.
Yeah. It's pretty ironic because, Felipe Franco is one of the training partners of Gelson Almeida, and he just got wet blanketed, kind of in the Gelson Almeida respect, uh, by a guy who we didn't think was gonna wrestle. I thought Mario Pinto was gonna go out there and kind of just make light work of it on the feet. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really understand the game plan. Mario Pinto is the real heavyweight. Felipe Franco is coming up from light heavyweight into this one. Granted, Felipe Franco looks shredded for a heavyweight, but he was a light heavyweight. He came in, I think he only weighed like 230 or 220 or something like that. And Pinto had 30 pounds on him. So it was just like, I don't know. It's a good win for Mario Pinto. Extends his streak to 12-0.
Yeah, but
I
against
just want to,
against against who?
yeah,
Y- You
exactly.
know, regardless of what that record says against Felipe Franco, he fucking lost his Contender Series debut against a dude who didn't even get signed, and then
Yeah.
he goes and gets bitched in his next fucking fight on the Contender Series. Th- I,
What do you give
I
him
mean, I
next?
just
I mean,
I don't
has to get a step up in competition. I mean, he's 12-0. He's one of your more, you know, vetted prospects who has a decent record, who obviously has been around for
I
a
don't
bit.
know.
I don't know. I can't really think of it off the top of my head. But I think, he's either looking at early ring shot or he's looking at, I mean, I wouldn't even say that off of this fight. No, probably not. I think he's a fight away. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they gave him Steven Asplin because Steven
At this
Asplin's
point,
off the loss. Mario Pinto didn't really prove much in this fight, but it's kind of like, gotta see what floats and what sinks. Uh
exactly.
with that being said though, let's get into the next one. Nathaniel Wood, listen, Kata. This is Kata's debut, and yeah, man, this was an outright banger of a fight. This was one of the better fights of the card. Um, and it's just Nate Wood being a gutty vet. He's hard to get out of there, and he's hard to match up with. I mean, stylistically, these guys were like the perfect matchup. If this fight happened, 10 times, I would probably have to flip a coin 10 times for this fight to play out differently. Um, I think Nate Wood gave Kid a lot of problems on the feet. I think his leg kicks were, really the determining factor. I mean, you can read it right there,
Yeah,
33 out of 47 versus 3 leg kicks. Nate Wood just took all the power out from under Cater's feet, took a lot of the sting off the punches, when he can't plant hard. Um, yeah, Nate Wood just fought an impressive fight. I mean, he earned my respect 100%. I thought Kato was going to come in and kind of handle business. He's fighting off of Octagon. He was a double champ in Octagon, and the lights are just too bright for a lot of these prospects, man. I mean, you're just seeing a lot of disappointing things coming from some of these guys.
not only that, but I mean, Nathaniel Wood is just that good.
Yeah, yeah,
He,
he beat Delgado. And he beat Charriere.
Wood is just that good. I think Wood is just one of the guys who's a journeyman, obviously in MMA, but he is really rounding out to be a very solid UFC journeyman. I mean,
Yeah,
he's knocking down a lot of these dudes who are very very high comp,
yeah,
high skill level. And I mean, Lucien Chieta, if you gave him anybody else, who was, kind of a prospect,
Mm,
coming into the UFC, Kieto would have bitched him,
yeah,
but this
yeah,
was most definitely a hard fight. Then this was a banger fight.
yeah.
Um, but Nathaniel Wood, he's just that much better.
Yeah, yeah, he proved a lot in this one. I think he, obviously gets that step up in competition himself. I mean, he's on a what is it, 4 fight win streak now? Let me look real quick. I think he was on 3. Yeah, so he's on 4 in a row now. Granted, they're all by decision, but this was a big decision win, in my opinion. Big name out of Keita. Keita, it is what it is. We've seen a lot of these prospects lose, or not prospects. Sorry, a lot of these new signees lose first fight and then come back and bounce back and get a great win in their second. Maybe that's the case for him. But yeah, let's move on. See, you got Mason Jones, Axel Solo, buddy.
Holy shit. Um, if you missed this fight, I'm sorry. This was a fucking banger. This was a banger. It's insane. I rewatched this fight a couple of times, and seeing Mason Jones get almost put out, and then he just fucking comes back and just turns it around. This fight was just straight back and forth. But all I could say is Mason Jones has that fucking dog in him. Mason
Hmm.
Jones has that dog in him, bro. My pick here was Axel Sola, but I mean, I'm not even disappointed in this fight. I'm not
No.
disappointed in calling it wrong. I mean, I thought Axel Soul looked good. He looked great, but I mean, Mason Jones is just he just got that fucking dog in him, bro. So rightfully deserved win for Mason Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was kinda already fucked up from the get-go. I mean, he got cut in the first, and that cut just got way worse as the fight went on. Mason Jones is just he's there to just bang, bro. He wanted a dirty fight. He got a great fight. Uh, yeah, big win for Mason Jones, man. I think he deserves a ring shot. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he's impressed me a lot since his 'cause this is his second stint in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. Um, since he's came back, he's really been solid. You got Jeremy Stevens, but Jeremy Stevens that, is old. But, this was a big win. Axel Solo learned a lot here. It sucks because I was originally on Mason Jones, and then I pig flipped on the Sola because of the documentary we watched or that episode, and I was like, "Okay." If he's addressing the wrestling, I thought that was gonna be the biggest problem. Mason Jones was just impressive on the feet. The wrestling, he didn't even shoot a takedown. I mean, he was straight on walk down shit, you know? But, it was an impressive win for sure. Uh, yeah. With that being said, let's get into our main card opener. Alright. And we got the Pink Panther versus the Black Panther. I mean, I don't even know if that's Danny Silva's fucking name, but he's not black either. But, anyway, we got Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. I was on the side of Curtis Campbell, and I couldn't have been any more wrong. I mean, I think there was a lot of weird hype around Curtis Campbell, and I think I kind of fell into that trap as well. I'm like, okay, people think he's decent. People think Danny Silva's rat shit for some fucking reason, or they just think Curtis Campbell is, the next coming of some fucking great. No. Danny Silva walked him down in the I thought this was a first round finish. This is a second round finish? Yeah, I thought this fight was over so fast. But I mean, it was kind of written from the jump. I mean, you could just tell by the striking difference. Danny Silva's just got super crisp boxing. And yeah, he just fucking smoked Curtis Campbell on the feet. Second round, fucking walked him down along the side of the cage, and the ref probably could have jumped in a little earlier to save him because I mean he
Yeah.
dropped, got up, and then got dropped again. And I think they called it then, or he got up again and then got dropped again. But either way, it was like, all right, he's clearly just like on shake legs the whole time. Very, very shit pick out of me. Uh, I thought this was gonna be a little different. I thought Chris Campbell was gonna get on the grappling and be able to actually sustain position, but Danny Silva is just, he's just different.
Yeah, I mean, watching him fight Kevin Valios, I was like, damn, this Danny Silva guy, he looks really good. His striking looks really good. And then doing more research going into this fight, knowing that he has good takedown defense,
Mm,
he's good in his scramble. and then when he gets his hands moving, fucking nasty. Um, Before the fights kicked off, though, I did just a little bit more research in Curtis Campbell, and like a lot of the fighters that he was fighting, it was like I don't know, it was like they would get touched a couple of times and they would crumble.
Yeah.
So I was like just questioning some of the competition Campbell was fighting, and then for this to be his debut against Danny Silva, who's already had more than a handful of fights in the UFC, and then to go to decision with Kevin Valios, and then Danny Silva was the underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, fucking underdog snipe right there. Um, oh, one thing I do want to mention. Oh wait, no. Well, I'll save that for later.
Alright.
Because I mean, Shamrock was one of the other underdogs I had, but Danny Silva,
Yeah.
he got it done. So
Yeah. Get into the next fight. Roman Dolidze, Christian Leroy Duncan. Uh, Roman Dolidze thought this fight was closer on Instagram. We posted about it and thought he got the victory in this one. I don't know. I mean, I was kinda in and out because I was in CPR class getting recertified, but from all the moments I was watching, it felt like Dolidze was playing a lot of defense, and he was either pulling guard or he was getting knocked on his ass and was defending from his back, and Duncan was kinda just in the more dominant position throughout. Um, so I'm really confused on that. I mean, maybe it was closer. Maybe I just, missed some of the more important parts, but every time I was looking up, it was that's kind of what I saw was Delize just kind of shelled up, more defending himself than really putting any sort of work out there. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, CLD is ranked now. We called that. This was one of our guys we were pretty heavy on in this card. Um, I think he's impressive, man. I think this was a big win for him. Decision win was Leeds is kind of a hard out. I mean, I definitely think I was leaning more on the decision than the KO. I thought the KO would have been a great spot, but a win nonetheless. It's a good win. I think I don't know if he called anyone out. Do you know if he called anyone out?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, he's ready for top 10. I mean, Delize was
Yeah,
the first step. That's your top 15 win. Now get him in the top 10. I don't have the rankings up, but I would assume he would get someone decent at middleweight.
yeah.
Um,
It'd be really interesting. Really interesting. This is most definitely a well deserved win for CLD. Was it a close fight? I don't think so at all. I mean, maybe in the control time, but was Delize really doing much when he had the control time? No.
right.
So, you know, let's kind of knock that out of the window here. You know,
Yeah.
all that control time, not a whole lot of striking. So, moving into the next fight though, which is Ibu Barneski versus Austin Lane. I mean,
Yeah.
this it's It's exactly how we wrote it up. It's exactly like how everyone wrote it up. I mean, if you had Austin Lane in this fight, I want to get what you're smoking.
Oh, you're having.
Um, Iwo Barneski, I mean, it feels like this fight was over in like fucking an instant. I don't even remember this fight starting. Just Austin Lane just goes out there and Iwo Barneski just puts two on him and then Lane just
Out cold.
folds. I mean,
Yeah.
it was nasty. I think Barneski like comes over with like this like right overhand, and Austin Lane ducks his head, but as he's bringing his head down, Barneski's bringing up this fucking nasty mean left like uppercut hook whatever, and just catches Austin Lane, and Austin Lane just folds immediately.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's not really much else to say.
Yeah, Austin Lane just needs to retire. I mean, he definitely speed ran
Yeah.
CTE. It's not good for him to be hanging around and still fighting. Um, Evo though, I mean, Evo just continues to impress. I felt like this was more of a layup fight. I wish we got to see him get a little more of a step up in competition than Austin Lane dropping from heavyweight to light heavyweight at almost 40 years old. But
Hey, maybe. maybe Austin Lane could go to
Karate combat.
yeah, yeah, karate combat and go fight fucking what's his name?
Despain, Robles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Despain's over there fucking making a name for himself.
Austin Lane's
Austin
one of the guys who
Lane,
beat him. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, go do it. Austin Lane, go get another check.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any names off the top of my head. If I was really looking at the top all rankings, I would think Evo would probably get a fight. I'd probably give him somewhere in the 20s, maybe the early 30s as far as ranking goes. I think he's definitely like 2 or 3 fights away from light heavyweight. Light heavyweight's not super stacked, but if he continues down the path he's going with all these first round knockouts, it's gonna be cut the line pretty quick type of deal. So we'll see what
Yeah.
his next fight is, and if he performs well in that, I'm sure he'll be knocking on the door. But yeah, let's get into the next one. We got MVP Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson, and nobody was happy with this fight. Nobody was like hooting and hollering, bro. It was a lot of booing at this fight. Two London guys going at it, and you boo. Doesn't really do it any justice of how pissed this performance was. I mean, Sam Patterson was on the back foot the whole fight. Michael Venom Page was saying that was the reason why this fight sucked so much was because Sam Patterson didn't want to fight. I mean, I kind of agree with Michael Venom Page. It takes two to tango, and if one guy's not trying to, come forward and really, pressure you and find ways to make you uncomfortable, and all you're doing is walking him down and point fighting 3 rounds, it's not gonna be a fun fight. I mean, you landed 33 strikes, and everyone's kinda talking about Michael Venom Page's striking output. I mean, in all like 5 or 6 of his fights, he's never landed more than 50. And, the most he landed was, like, Shara. He landed, like, 40 strikes on Shara when they fought, and it's just like, okay, Michael Van Page continues to win decisions, continues to not do anything flashy for us to think he deserves, anything better, as far as rankings go or, getting contendership fights, but he came out and said that next fight is his last fight on his UFC contract, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, he's probably going back to Bellator. I don't have much else to say about this fight. That Joe already hasn't said, so I'll keep it short. MVP got the decision. Let's move into the next fight, the co-main fight of the night: Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. I honestly thought this fight was a lot closer. Um, I kind of thought Michael Aswell won when I was watching. I wasn't really watching. I was getting a tattoo, and the fucking Wi-Fi was fucking shit. So I was just on ESPN looking at the live stats. And according to the live stats, Michael Aswell was leading strikes going into the third round. He was above Luke Riley like 30 significant strikes. But I guess I guess here the official count. I guess Luke Riley kind of gave him a little bit of belt. So I don't really have much to say about this fight. Um,
Yeah, all I can say about it was, Luke Riley just had more sting on his punches. I think Mike Glaswell's just a tough ask to really go out there and knock out. I think he's one of the tougher guys for the featherweight division. Um, Luke Riley, I mean, he was giving some shots that would have knocked out a lot of different guys, and I think we came in with the expectations that he wasn't gonna finish because of the Bogdan Grad fight. We saw them both fight Bogdan Grad, and there's obviously 2 different stories, right? One guy got the knockout, the other guy went to a split with him, and now you go to a decision with the guy who, it's just one of those things you're kinda not really guessing on, but it's more like you're kinda just, like, hypothesizing. You're like, "Well, I expect kind of a different outcome because I smoked the guy that you went to a decision with in the second round." But, it's an impressive win for Luke Riley. I mean, he has a chin on himself too. Michael Aswell hit him with some clean shit. He shot a takedown, and, held him down for quite a bit. That's what that to me seems to be the thing that Luke Riley needs to kinda continue to work on. He's not super quick getting up on his feet when he's taken down. Um, but I mean, for 13-0, he's one of the guys that I don't think they wanna, like, rush into things, kinda like what they did with Patty. I mean, I would say Patty kinda did get rushed, but he was also like, he hung around outside the rings for a bit. He got Ferguson, he got Bobby Green, he got Jared Gordon, he got a couple good fights in.
Chandler.
Yeah, you got Chandler, and then yeah, I think Luke Riley for featherweight. I would say I don't know. He's a couple fights away. Oswald wasn't a bad win, like a bad win as far as like a ranking spot goes. I think he is like 2 spots away from getting up into a ring shot, but we'll see what happens. With that being said, let's get into the main event. Before we do that, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you guys like the video. We appreciate you guys for watching the recaps. We do these every week. So these are more just to kind of get everyone caught up. And if you didn't watch it and didn't go back to watch any of the fights, this is kind of what we do is we talk about them and give you our thoughts. So yeah, we appreciate you guys for that. With that being said, let's get into it. Bobzar Evloev, LeBron Murphy. Wow, a lot of controversy in this one. This was a fight that if you scored it like a fan who understands judging and understands scoring, uh, in the way that they talk about when they open up the cards, they show you, winner gets a 10, loser gets a 9, unless it's like some other type of, dominant fashion of a round where you can get 10 and an 8. Anyway, this fight, I personally scored round one, round two, Lerone Murphy, round three, four, five, Movzar, and then the point deduction in round 4. So then you're looking at a 47-47. Whoever this judge was got it way more right than these judges did. I mean, round 1 was close, but round 1, I gave the Little Murphy because of the output being better, and I mean, that was really it, was the output was just much better. Movzar didn't shoot a takedown. We were kinda just all waiting on the takedown attempt to come because we know that's what he's gonna do. We know that's you're fighting a guy with a 50% takedown defense clip, it's gonna happen. But round 1, round 2, he did not shoot a takedown. Round 3, 4, 5, it was obviously, him giving the wet blanket treatment. Um, it's a theme we're seeing continue in 2026 where the judging scorecard gets more and more fucking weird and more wrong as a a pretty prolific spectator, a guy who watches a lot of fights, watches a lot of shit go down, and we're usually pretty close to how we score it, like as fans when we're watching these fights. I called this a draw. I was like, "There's no way this is a win for Bobzar." I mean, he was playing catch up from after round 2, and that point deduction. If you did give him round 3, you're at best or at worst looking at a draw. At best, it's a Leon Murphy win. So it's fucked because now the featherweight division is looking at a Movzar Alex fight. If they do want to go down that route, Dana White sounded like he still wasn't still wasn't sold on Mozart being the next guy. I think he's probably going to try and sell Gene Silva to Hunter and them first because at least that fight would be exciting. Because I think if Mozart goes in there and fights Alex, Alex is going to fucking wax him. I think either of these guys would have got smoked by Alex. I think that's kind of what we're looking at is Alex kind of walking through these guys because this was a pretty. I mean, it was an okay fight. I guess, I don't know. I didn't think it was a great fight. I feel like the main events we've been watching lately have been really shit, but the judging has just been the biggest problem this year, and, that's what I'm worried about going forward, is just is it gonna get to a point to where we're just like, this is just becoming unwatchable because there's a lot of Russian influence. I mean, in PFL, you see guys like, the Usman Nurmagomedov fighting, I can't remember that guy's name, the Irish guy, and Irish guy clearly wins, but they still give it to Nurmagomedov because he's just I don't know what the better sell or some shit. I don't know. This is a weird one because now it's like, what do you set up for Lerone Murphy off of a close loss? He's gonna be out for a while. He tore his hip flexor. Movzar obviously title shot, or sorry, you got to wait one more because you won a fight that you didn't win. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Z? Sorry, I probably talked a lot about all the shit you're gonna
I
talk
mean,
about.
yeah, I don't really have much to say. Uh, that already hasn't been said. I thought, I thought, I thought Murphy won. I mean,
What did you score for him? Round 1, 2, and
yeah, rounds one and two, and then three, four, five for Mosvar. But you also have that point deduction. So
hmm.
yeah, this really does suck because this you people look at the fights and they want to see entertainment. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a sport. You know, a win is a win, and it doesn't matter how you get it done.
Yeah.
Um, this is a sport. It's not supposed to be entertainment. But I mean, how does this work out for the rest of the division? You know what I mean? We get Mosvar, the fucking decision goblin. What if he becomes champ? What if he becomes champ?
Yeah.
We're gonna see him fight every once a year. You know, it's not like we're gonna see Marab. You know, that's the difference. Is you know, if he were to go out there and be like Marab, where Marab was fighting fucking
4 or 5 times a
every
year?
yeah, you know, all title defenses and taking them to decision. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Mm.
But we're probably not gonna get that out of Mosvar. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you about the judging. All that it kind of makes you feel, especially as a UFC fan, and being what not being, but watching UFC kind of religiously the last few years, and then seeing what it's become now. Now that Paramount has gotten a hold of it, it's you that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, it makes me scratch my head. You know,
Mhm.
and I've been scratching my head ever since this year has started with
Mhm.
UFC. Because at the end of the year, last year, we were so hyped for UFC to move on from ESPN, and now Paramount has it, and now Paramount has been shitting the bed almost every other event. You know, there's
Something new every week.
um yeah, there's production issues. I don't
Like,
know. But judging and like matchmaking and refing and all that has it's like it started to be better at the end of the year when ESPN still had a hold of it. You know, the judging they started to get on top of dudes who were crotch sniffing, dudes who would wrestle because they couldn't they were stalling. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're only still like a quarter into the year. You know, we still have a lot of fights to go through. I mean,
Hopefully, this is the floor. Hopefully this is the low point, and then everything the rest of the year just continues to get better. Because I think we're definitely at the floor of, what we expect from the UFC. Not really just matchmaking wise, but just, like, performances. I mean, what was that do you remember that number you said for decision fights this year?
it was like, well, I'll give you the percentages. I don't remember the number, but for decision or no, for favorites winning this year, it's about a 80%,
Yeah.
and for decisions, it's about a 67%.
So 2/3 of the fights
That's
basically are
yeah,
decisions.
technically that's
Yeah.
not good. You know,
No.
that's not that good.
No. Well, alright. Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. This is UFC Seattle coming up next. So stay tuned for a Tuesday video and check out the other platforms. We'll be dropping TikToks at some point this week for this card. So stay tuned for that. With that being said, stay cozy. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.